Hey, what's going on, guys? Logan from ID Reptiles here. I had a little bit of an incident, not really an incident, it wasn't like an issue or anything like that, but I was actually going out and buying mice from the guy that we go and get mice from, and he started collecting snakes himself, just because he has a lot of those issues where males fight with males, so he's just finding, he got snakes as a way to feed off those males that are issues to his, I guess you could say his collection. But it just reminded me because the snake that he has is a big female Mexican black king snake, which if you guys didn't know was my first snake I ever had, and I got him, I want to say 4 years ago. So yeah, unfortunately my time with him was a little bit short. I had him for a little over a year. He was a dwarf, so I fed him, never grew. One day he was just no longer there. So just kind of seeing the big old Mexican black king made me kind of really think back on where I came from in terms of my collection, because obviously I went from one king snake 4 years ago to pretty close to 120 ball pythons now. So yeah, so I just wanted to kind of just give a little bit of a story as for like how I even got to this point, and it's just amazing. So actually here I have my first two ball pythons that I have. I have Tuco here, and I have Sassy here. He is Enchi Ghost, and she is a Mojave, and they're both just amazing. I actually got Tuco before I even had any big breeding plans, and it was looking at all the morphs that were on tables that really got me to think about breeding. So from there, I started watching more and more videos. Like, I already watched a whole bunch from Brian Barczyk, but I started rewatching in terms of morphs to see how complex, if a snake I liked, was it 3-4 genes, was it 2 genes, and stuff like that. And then I realized blue-eye leucistics are only a 2-gene snake. I'm like, I can get that. I can get a 1-gene male, 1-gene female, and grow them up. And that's how I ended up with this girl. I knew that it would take more time for me to grow up a female as opposed to a male, so I started looking on Morph Market, which I actually found just by watching Gavin at Balls to You when he announced that it was live in the UK, or that he was having talks with John from Morph Market to make it live in the UK. And what I discovered is that I liked blue-eye leucistics and I liked Mojaves, so I figured if I got a Mojave female now, that she could be starting to get her growing on like she did. I got her at 400 grams, just locking my hands together, but I figured that I can grow her up, and then by the time I had enough money saved up to securely go and purchase another male and be able to afford all the feed and all that, that she would just about be ready at the same time as him if I were to go get a Mojave, a Mystic, or if I had enough money at the time, I would have gotten out and got a Mystic Potion, like I clearly do now. That's one of our breeder boys, is a Mystic Potion. And then I started realizing, like, or I didn't start realizing, I was looking around at all the other morphs that I liked, and I'm like, okay, so now I gotta, I want to have a really nice recessive project, because I actually was watching Olympus Reptiles, where he was talking about how the market works and how you don't want to plan to make this big old codom thing, because it's not going to be that special out in 2 years when your females finally grow up. It's not going to be the $3,500 snake that it was before, but recessives hold their value because of the hets and all that. So like, okay, I like albino, but it's not my favorite. But then I was watching some of Gavin's old clutch cutting videos, and I came across his axanthic spiders and just his normal axanthics, and I just thought they were just gorgeous. So I'm like, okay, I need to get an axanthic male. And that weekend I went out with my dad and got Heisenberg there, who is our axanthic het albino. I'm like, hey, I can make snows. I got started on two recessives at once, and from there it was just a slippery slope. Now we have our Mojave albino project, and then we got a pied, because I was just, pieds are cool. So we got Jack, and we got a whole bunch of mates for Jack since he's pied-head albino, so that all of our recessives kind of go together. So we have a direct link with Jack going to albino and then Heisen going back to axanthic. So that's just how it just kind of sort of panned out and stuff. So the story of how I actually went out and got Tuco, it was, I want to say not very long. And by not very long, I mean like 6 months, because that was the time in between like the last show of the season. So all the snakes are gone, and now everybody's rebreeding, and now all the hatchlings are just starting to come around again. And I got him at the Reptiles Super Show in January. And it was just, I just wanted to go out and hold snakes and look for another pet, because I wasn't looking to breed at this time. I just wanted something that was really nice. I really liked the yellow snakes. I was thinking about bananas, but I didn't have the $200. My budget was actually $125. And I saw this guy on the table there for $125, and then as the guy is sitting there watching me hold him, and like, usually when I hold snakes, even to this day, they'll still be in a ball, like all nervous from everybody running around them and stuff like that at a show. But this little guy just immediately, as soon as he landed on my hand, curled up around my arm and was up around my shoulders. I'm like, I gotta take this guy home. He's like, you know what? That snake already likes you. I'm gonna give him to you for $100. I'm like, sweet. So for the rest of the money, I bought lunch on the way home. But yeah, that's how I ended up with him. And now we have the Enchi Ghost project where we're starting to find some females for him. We have the leopard het ghost, we have the double het pied ghost, so that'd be really cool to see some connections there. And then I'm trying to think, we have, wait, no, never mind. I was gonna say we have our butter ghost, but we actually sold her last week. But yeah, so then coming back over here, just wanted to make blue-eyed leucistics and then hopefully get a super Mojave male out of it. And then I was like, you know, by that time I'd be able to afford to go buy another sub-adult mystic female or a phantom female, and I'd be making either purple passions or mystic potions, and then I'd build myself up that way. I did not expect this whole big explosion that actually occurred. It was like, okay, well now I found this really cool male, so now I gotta get 5 females, 5, 6, 7 females for him to have down the line. And around this time, when it was after my big purchase of getting Heisenberg, so Heisenberg was my 3rd snake, and I purchased him in a pack of 3. So I had Tuco Sassy, Heisenberg, Jessie, who was our pinhead albino who didn't go this year, she didn't take, and it was Elizabeth, who is our butterbee pastel. So she's the queen bee with butter instead of lesser, and she was just extremely gorgeous. And he started to realize all the cool stuff that I was preparing to make, and he was starting to look at some of the stuff himself, and he realized that it was just sort of something that we wanted to do together, and it was something that would be really cool. And then this happened. So I'm trying to remember the order exactly. Next out, we went and got Gwen, which is the girl that laid the first clutch for us, which is the spider-head xanthic. And then I gotta turn around and look at the order. But then from there, we actually went and got, I think we just got a whole bunch of Mojave girls. We had like 3 Mojave girls coming at the same time, as well as Taylor, our pastel girl, the one that, if you watch our old feeding videos, the one that would sit and wait for her hide, would just sitting there at the door, and as soon as that rat would cross, she would just pound it, and just all of a sudden she was out there. And it's just still fun to watch. But I'm trying to think of our order, because then we went out and got Jack being the pied head albino, and then from there, oh no, before that we actually got Peanut. We got Peanut from somebody that, or at least this is the story that I think, I may be wrong, I wasn't there, but we got Peanut from somebody that we were getting those 2 racks from, the hatchling rack and then that mixed rack that I was selling at that one point, or I sold. And we bought Peanut off them, from my knowledge. I don't know if it was just the same day or same people, but and then they're like, we gotta find some really cool combos for bananas, and then we came to the realization that everything's a really cool combination for bananas. But yeah, and then from there we got leopards, and we realized that just leopard's amazing. So then we got a second leopard male, and then just everything just sort of came out at once. And Tuco just peed on me. all wet now. You wouldn't do that to me, right, Sassy? But yeah, I hope I can get my dad to record a video on his side of everything as for where he wanted to get involved in it and everything, just kind of get his side of the story. But I lost my train of thought with all the, you know, with the golden shower and all. You know, I hear golden showers make presidents, so. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit that like button if you enjoyed it. We're going to be doing the drawing tomorrow on Friday. So yeah, it should be coming out. Wait, tomorrow's Friday, yeah. Yeah, it is Friday. Okay, cool. So yeah, drawing tomorrow, and then we'll be doing the announcement, and then hopefully on Saturday I can get the video of my dad's side out if he records it. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya. God, I'm pissed off.